Alright, welcome to Changes in Dimensions Level 4. Now, in this very first example, we see it's entirely a word problem, and it says a triangular prism has a volume of 3,211 centimeters cubed. If the prism is dilated by a scale factor of 1/5, what would the new volume be? Well, in this example, we're actually pretty fortunate. They're already telling us the volume. So all we have to do is take our little formula we've been working with. Our new volume is equal to our original volume times our scale factor raised to the changes in dimensions. And let me actually write that out. Changes in dimensions. And so let's go ahead and plug in all the things we know. We're trying to find the new volume. We know our original volume is 3,211 times, we know our scale factor is 1/5. And remember, when we're changing a prism, it's implied that we're changing all three dimensions. And so we raise this up to the third power. Well, let's go ahead and expand this out. So now we have 3,211 times 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5. And you might be asking yourself, well, where do we get those 3/1/5? Well, that came from this little 3 up there. Whenever we have something raised to the third power, it means that there's 1, 2, 3 of them. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, we're doing 3,211 times. And for this fraction, we know that to multiply 1 times 1 times 1 will still be 1 on top. However, on the bottom, we know that 5 times 5 is 25. And if you need your calculator, that's okay. But 25 times 5, again, is 125. So what's this going to be? Well, I'll pull up my calculator right now. And remember, if you're using a cell phone calculator, when you're multiplying by a fraction, you can break it up into parts. We can say, okay, 3,211 times 1 on the top is still going to be 3,211. And then you divide by that number on the bottom, 125. Turns out we get 25.69. And of course, because this was in centimeters, well, we'd still write centimeters cubed. Now, if you need to, go ahead and pause the video, but I'm actually going to go ahead and start erasing this so I can make a little bit of room for example 2. So once again, if you need this, pause it right now. Okay, and we're just erasing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll get most of that gone. Alright, good enough. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to a different color. And let's go ahead and look at example 2. Now, example 2 is the same thing. We're saying, hey, we have a prism that's being changed. They give us the volume, and it's being dilated by a scale factor of 3/4. So let's go ahead and start plugging in everything we know. We are trying to find the new volume, which means we're going to take our original volume, 1,811, and we're going to multiply that by our scale factor of 3/4 times the number of dimension changes. Once again, when you're changing a prism, you're changing all three dimensions. So we raise that to the third power. So now my new volume will equal 1,811 times, well, we need that 3/4 there 3 times. And so let's go ahead and we will simplify by multiplying those three fractions together. We know that on top, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. On the bottom, we have 4 times 4, which is 16, times 4 will give us 64. Okay, equals. Now, once again, if you're using a phone calculator, here's how I would do this. I would take 1,811, and I would start by multiplying by the 27 on top. So we times 27, get a big number, 48,897. And then you'll always divide by what's on the bottom, because that's what a fraction really is. And our final answer will be 764.02. And in this case, inches cubed. All right. Well, I hope this helps, and good luck.